Small service truck tour today. The service truck is a 1995 Chevy 3500 four-wheel drive. Reason I bought it is because of the smaller stance on it and being four-wheel drive for getting into the strip-ins with it. Helped out a lot in the winter. This truck has pretty much bare minimum on it. It actually has less than the bare minimum on it. I don't have really any electrical like butt connectors, anything like that. Don't really have, there's no air fittings, no nuts, bolts. And like I said, it's bare minimum. But like I said, we bought it, we wanted a four-wheel drive. Some of the places we got into this winter couldn't take the other trucks, so this was a necessity. Bought it with the rear knocked out of it, built a rear for it, stuck a rear in it, put her to work. So I said, it's not the prettiest truck. It has a 75-foot 3/8 reel on it, and what I'm doing with it is I have half-inch airline ponied into the tank. If you give me a second, we'll start back here. I just have the half-inch line plugged into the back of the tank, and then I feed the 3/8 line off the half-inch. If we need the half-inch line for 1-inch gun or 3/4 gun, we just unplug it off the reel. Other than that, it stays plugged into the reel. This is the old Bel Air style air compressor with the 18 CFM. Not a giant powerhouse for making air. Compressor head. My compressor went bad, so put a Harbor Freight one on it. It still builds 165 psi. It's just really not suitable for a 1-inch gun. It will run a 3/4. It will run a 1-inch gun, but you have to wait on it. Torch. We have a Victor 250 Classic on there. The welder is a Hobart 145. These actually weld really nice. They just burn a little on the hot side. Crane itself is a Auto Crane 5005 manual slide on it, but you just have to know, pick out your lifts, and you go from there. But we'll go by, like I said, this is bare minimum. We got 2 chains in the back, and chain come along, a drain pan. There's 4 blocks of wood and a gas can. Let's hit the tools. What we got in here, these are all new tools, just about all new. Jeepers Creepers pad, so we can slide around, not in the mud. Brand new oil filter wrenches. That is detecting half-inch drive up to 2-inch crow's foot. Gear wrench crow's foot set up to 1 inch. Magnets. Lady slippers. These are Sun X. Icon. Yep. Icon. Nothing really expensive in here. Like, this is the, of course, the Harbor Freight flex wrench, flex ratchet. That's snap-on extensions. Just bare minimum on pliers and screwdrivers. Craftsman wrench set. Of course, they're the Chinese, Taiwan, whatever they are, but metric and standard. And Harbor Freight adjustables. Tecton 6-point 1/4-inch drive. Tecton 6.3/8 drive. The Pittsburgh Allen wrenches and Torx. Allen sockets and Torx. Pittsburgh impact sockets down there for the shallows, metric and standard. Pittsburgh 12-point metric deep, half-inch drive. Pittsburgh 6-point standard deep. Hammers. We have IR 3/8, IR half, Aircat 1777 3/4. I now have 4 of these. They are great impacts. And then the big Harbor Freight wrench set and a punch and chisel set. I don't remember what brand this is. Let's see here. ABN. It's actually not a bad set. I actually ran this truck today. I pulled a hydraulic cylinder off of a 740, Cat 740. I actually did pull one off of 735. I swapped cylinders off of a 745 Cat and a 735 Cat, and I worked on a Volvo A40F today. So this truck does get used for heavy equipment. It's just, you know, like I said, bare minimum. Let's go into this. These are just air tool attachments. It's a little kit from like Tractor Supply. Zip ties, gloves, blow nozzles are in there. That's a Husky angle grinder, Husky cutoff wheel. Those are all gloves and rags. This is a blue point extractor set. Cutoff wheels. Flap wheel grinding set. Wire cups. 4.5 inch Ryobi grinder in there. Goggles. Safety glasses. Welding gloves. Tap and die set. That is the 1/2 inch Tecton 6-point set. Just assortment of pry bars. These black handle ones are the Tecton strike ends. This one is a Harbor Freight. This is just sprays, lubes, stuff like that, funnels. That's the 5005. Manual jack legs for outriggers and wired remote. This one has the Stark jumbo impact socket sets to 2.5. Welding rods, 100 feet of welding cable, 50 foot of work lead, 50 of ground stinger. We have 2 10-foot straps in here, 2 6-foot straps, and an assortment of small lifting chains. These are the OTC lifting rings, lifting eyes. These shouldn't be in here. Those are actually 2 Reba. Those 5/16 gouge rods. Ratchet straps, 2 wire brushes are caps for the torch bottles. This is a torch set, Victor torch set with gloves in it. It's an extra set, also has a rosebud in it. Extension cord. This is the 3/4 drive. Oh, Eco, I guess. Yeah. For this truck, we have 2 sets of them now. There's one in Reba and one in Harley. And then some extra U-joints, bag of rags, test light, some wires, crimpers. Like I said, this one's pretty much bare minimum. 20 ton, box of rags, cheap helmet, and jumper cables. That's the extent of what's inside. Bare minimum service truck. I don't have 1-inch drive in this truck. We do everything with 3/4 in this truck. Not saying that it won't have 1-inch drive in it. I just didn't put it in yet. But yeah, so there's the short tour. Y'all have a good one. See ya.